That's not you! Who are you?
Instead of seeing half of its face, you see its full face. Her eyes are both red. You can see blood drip down from her hand to the floor.
I'm just going to run over and grab her at the waist and then spin her around and slam her onto the ground.
As they fall to the ground, the effects of Scarlet start to overtake them. Time waits for no man. As this old saying echoes through this corridor of history, the relentless march of seconds become a haunting refrain, reminding us of its importance. As time slips through our fingers like sand, trickling down this hourglass with a silent, mocking rhythm, shadow spectators watch and whisper secrets of the past. As the investigators narrow in on a lead, only time will tell if the threads can be pulled into the light and cast those hiding in with the blinding truth. In the curious realm where logic bends and reality twists, we find ourselves tumbling through the rabbit hole of existence, a place where time and reason dance a mad waltz. A line is drawn between dream and a waking blur, and we wander through this wonderland of shadows and light, and we can stand at the crossroads of what is and what might be. The Circle of the Sunstone Charter, assignment number 133-B, the Scarlet Letter. As the camera comes back into play, from black, you hear the sounds of what sounds like a music box playing in the background. Some of those tones and melodies have been heard before, but what does it mean? Flashes and images of the previous chapter happen to go in front of the camera. We see the discovery of pieces of this music box spread out through this investigation with the first chapter and the second chapter. This melody, what is it? What does it mean? When people hold on to these cogwheels, you can watch as Diantha holds onto this cogwheel in the second chapter, and we watch her almost drop it because of how hot it can get. The camera then pans over the shoulder of Diantha, and we see Peter in a grotesque figure in shadow. Then you watch as the camera pulls itself out, and we see ourselves getting closer to now the scene that we left before. We watch as the Hatter is hunched over, pressing onto his gut. We see Vivi landing on their feet after they tried to take down a man with a hat, Kane. We watch as Victor is now pointing the gun straight at their friends? Question mark? Myra has a pair of scissors, and now their face is red with scarlet. And we see Echo running towards their friends. This all happens at the same exact time as we watch all of the moving pieces, and we see the camera swirl around in the ballroom floor. The one thing that the camera focuses on is a statue. The statue gets up, fangs are still shown on its head as it carries it to its side. Victor, where's your attention at?
I'm still focused on the Hatter and the other figure that I tried to shoot.
To your side is still the statue as it gets up and looks straight at you with its head smiling and fangs. Cecily, you are in front of Victor. At a moment's glance, you stare at the statue, freezing it in its tracks as it extends its hand towards Victor, inches away from his vest. Echo, you arrive to where the Hatter and Vivi are. But before you arrive, you see that Vivi and Hatter are exchanging words. You're still too far away from earshot to hear exactly what is said. And as you get close, the Hatter moves his head tilted to the side and looks at you and winks. And as he does so, a puff of smoke is thrown down by Vivi, and both the Hatter and Vivi disappear. So, the one thing, Victor, that you see still on the floor is a watch left behind by the Hatter. Myra, Scarlet is starting to set over you. What is going through your head right now?
I think since it was sort of blown into my face like that sort of motion, there's an instinctual closing of the eyes and hoping and praying that some sort of message made its way out to Echo in those last few final seconds before something took hold. And then it's curiosity on whatever comes next.
As Scarlet starts to set into your bloodstream, you start to lose consciousness of where you are. You start to feel numbness come over you. Echo, you mentioned that you received a message from Myra. You did just see Vivi and Hatter disappear in front of you. You look over and see Myra. Myra is holding a pair of shears as they start to inch their way over to where Cecily and Victor are. The last thing you remember seeing in your vision was flowers and roses splattered with red paint or blood.
The last that I saw of Myra, she seemed to be wrestling with something unseen, which is why I directed my attention to her in the first place. And so when this image hits Echo's brain, her initial takeaway is, oh no, Myra needs help, I can help. Or I can try. And I think of all of the situations happening in this ballroom right now, something having to do with weird brain bleed is the closest to something that Echo could tangibly help with. And so she continues walking to Myra, or running, or with purpose.
Victor, you see Echo running towards you. You also see Cecily is hyper fixated on the statue next to you. What do you decide to do?
I'm focused so heavily on the fact that Vivi was just there. She popped a smoke bomb and they're gone. And I am furious, and I will shout out her name as I walk down the stairs and head straight to where they were standing. And when I notice the watch, I'm just going to slowly pick it up and pop it open.
When you pop it open, Victor, you notice there's a note. I assume you pop it open and read it.
Absolutely.
The note is from your sister. It's scribbled in blood, obviously. There are no pens around right now.
Obviously.
The note states, use your time wisely. And then it has a symbol on it with an arrow, almost indicating to turn the knob.
I will begin to turn the knob, as you said, to see what happens.
Perfect. Cecily, how are your eyes doing right now?
Dry, I imagine.
You are still staring at this statue as Victor ran away.
Can I see him just stopping in the middle of this and looking at a paper?
You could. However, you know, if you look away at this particular moment in time, this statue will inch closer to its target.
Which does seem to be Victor and not myself, but I still don't want him to be harmed regardless. No, shoulder wound notwithstanding from that bullet. That was kind of my fault as well.
Echo.
Victor, which direction are we going in? Where can we get all 5 of us together again? Where's M? You never answered. Where's M?
I'll stop and turn around, and as I see the statue, I will just pull out my pistol. And do I have a clear shot of where its head's at?
From your angle, no.
I'm just going to walk on up, put my grab onto Cecily's arm, and maintain eye contact with the thing. And I'll slowly, as we kind of back away, no, I don't know where she's at. You know about as much as I do. Step, step, step.
Going with, despite everything.
Echo. You're still on its way over. You see the statue. You see Myra. Myra's inching closer.
Do I have an idea of like does Myra look like she's going anywhere specific, or is she just kind of getting vaguely closer? to me because she's walking
getting
forwards.
closer to Victor and Rosie.
Okay. Does she appear to be like changing direction as they're moving to like be going towards them still?
No.
Okay. I'm also just now realizing that I don't think we told Vivi that the Hatter is who killed Naomi. Note for later.
We hadn't seen her in those weeks between. Only Victor had seen her in the weeks between. So.
That is correct.
All right. Echo slows her pace a little bit. She still has a sense of urgency, but she's cautious of the fact that Myra has what appears to be a sharp object wielded in front of her. And so she doesn't go all the way up to Myra. She keeps at least like an arm's length distance between them, and then attempts to try to like, you good?
What's going on?
With a lot. Do I get any sort of like sense that there is some bleed shenanigans happening here?
No, but you can see that her face is completely red.
Well, a lot has happened. Are you okay?
Yeah, as far as I know, I'm fine. Are you okay?
Yes.
That was unconvincing.
So was yours, given that your face is red. Does that happen? Is that a normal thing for you?
Is that a normal thing for you?
And she sticks her hand up to her face because she's like, instinctively would be to pull down like the hat or to move the mask in front, and there's nothing there, and she just kind of like, you watch as this like wave of like deer in headlights for just like a brief second before she kind of pulls her composure back and just goes, yes, that's a long story.
So is mine.
Fair enough. Gonna turn to look.
Are they like within earshot of Victor and I?
About 10 feet away.
Oh yeah. If I'm hearing this, can we? I think we should recollect. Do you know where M is? Does anybody? Or we're still staring at this statue. Now is not the time.
We'll handle where M is in a little bit. Get us to a fucking room. You're just gonna see as we continue to inch closer and closer to you all.
Aren't you holding M's shears right now?
Yes.
Aren't those M's shears?
Yes.
Where did you find them?
You want this answer, or are we exiting from the statue first?
We can do both.
Wait, it's multitasking.
Walk and talk. Okay, well, I'll follow wherever you two go.
Okay, I think Echo's movements are very like kind of trying to usher you in the direction of Cecily and Victor, but also like like just kind of we're walking and talking and she's asking these questions, but she's very much like still trying to figure out what's up.
As we go towards Victor and Cecily, can I try to very subtly touch this statue? Because I'm assuming we're passing it along the way.
Yes, you could.
Okay, cool.
Can I see if I see that?
You have eyes. She's not going to be subtle about it.
I'm also staring. Victor and I are both staring directly at the statue, so if you don't see it, we definitely will.
I was gonna try and be subtle, but
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Go ahead and roll a sneak for me. Myra and Echo, roll a read for me so we can resolve that and see if you guys see it.
oh, you're.
I'm gonna burn a drive just on the principle of the fact that Echo is so focused on is there sus shenanigans happening here?
Sure. I love it.
I got 3 6s.
Don't swear, Rachel, we're live. Oh my god.
You can swear on this channel, Rachel.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go for
Also
it.
get a picture of that.
I love it.
I got it right now.
All right. Put a picture on that and throw it on the socials. What is a social anyway? We're in 1900s
Yeah, right?
new
What?
fair. What's a
Well,
social?
you might know if you were invited to them.
Oh, excuse me. However,
I cannot believe that. That actually, I was literally just I'm gonna fail this anyway. It's fine, whatever. I'm not gonna know anything happened. I'm too focused on trying to figure stuff out. What do you mean?
You are so focused on
What do you mean?
figuring
I'm
stuff out.
so focused.
we got a crit, baby.
I
Everybody
knew
got a
it.
crit. And we got the emote for that. So you guys want that? Go ahead and
I'm so
spam that emote.
because I knew you were gonna succeed because I'm at disadvantage in hide, so the chance that I do anything is 2 6s. Really?
3.
This is 3.
It was 3 of them.
3 6s.
Okay, can we just? I think I can just goodbye. I'm gone.
And that's where we do
No,
our
that's the
outro.
exact opposite. Myra, you are too visible right now.
I literally just walk up and I'm like, mwah, to the statue.
Suddenly there's a spotlight from the sky.
Sure. So Myra, we're gonna resolve this real quick. Myra, what is your intentions to touch with the statue, and then we're gonna resolve it with Echoes.
It's wild. I'm sorry. It's so crazy.
I'm glad. That's amazing. My intention was I don't like not knowing the plan. And as far as I've been concerned, I haven't been given a plan. So I'm going to do anything in my power, whether it's touching weird things, whether it's doing whatever, to figure out what the goal is. And so I am touching it to see if it'll give me anything.
Sure. When you touch this statue, Echo, your eyes are watching Myra as a hawk. The fingertips of Myra now slowly touch the statue's shoulders and runs their fingers across their hand extendedly. All of you are still staring at this statue, so nothing happens.
Myra, stop.
What? Statue.
It's what it wants you to believe it is. It's not. Let's get into a room. We can talk out a plan. But right now, keep your eyes on it. And let us leave.
At this moment in time, what happens in an instant. The room seems to start spinning. From you, Myra. You start to see the roses are starting to change color from white to scarlet. You watch as rain starts to fall inside the ballroom, and the marble floor starts to get painted a different color. A nursery rhyme is heard in your head. coming. You raise your shears in front of you. Victor, you are behind Echo and Rosie. Excuse me, Cecily. Cecily, you're next to Myra. You see Myra lift their shears in your direction.
Myra? Matron, what are you... We need to get out of here.
What is she doing?
Statue won't move as long as we look at it. And the shears won't work on stone.
Echo, grab Myra. Let's get out of here.
As
I'm coming.
that happens, you all start to hear the ticking of the clock in Victor's hands get louder.
What did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do?
What did you do?
I picked up a watch.
And?
I read a letter that was in it. Why are we talking about this now? Let's get into
Because it's ticking, Victor. What did you do?
You can hear it too.
Yeah.
Do you generally hear ticking that other people can't?
It's been coming up a little bit more often.
Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get out of this room, and we can. There's so much more to talk about than I was. Come on, and then she's gonna try to grab like Myra's arm to try to like usher her forwards.
Thank you.
Keep walking towards an exit.
As soon as we can have like a wall or something between us and the statue, I think we likely want to start running.
I'll pull the rear in that case, so that way, as soon as y'all start sprinting, I'm running backwards.
Noted.
Does anyone know the layout of this ballroom? Do we know where we're going?
As you guys continue to walk and talk and stare at this creature now intently, the ballroom is still upside down.
Oh yeah, that happened.
That's
And
true.
now, the ballroom flips itself right side
You
up.
can do it.
As this ballroom flips over, you all start to descend in a rapid pace. The room starts to spin, and things get white. A flash of light is now shown in front of you. All four of you see this happen. When the flash of light happens, you see a figure in front of you. This figure has a top hat, a cane, and a scar. But this one has a lapel and a pin. And he looks at all of you. I never meant for any of this to happen. But he's looking as if he doesn't see all of you. He looks like he is looking past you. And for a moment, you watch this person scream in agony and in pain as you watch him tear his shirt open, and black ichor is pouring from those scars. He then passes out. You see the bodies of 5 other people surround him, and a flower is placed on his body. You watch as all of this time continues to ravel through, and you watch as all of this happens in instants in front of you. The one thing that you see is this person's body is taken out and replaced. The person you see in front of you is now suspended inside of a jar. He is passed out, his head hanging low. Suspended in liquid animation, this person's body is now suspended for a reason we do not know. There's a mask placed over his nostrils and his mouth. It seems like life support of some sort. He is there, suspended in animation right now. And you watch as this room continues to spin, and you guys are spinning in this suspended animation of sorts. No control of what's going on. Victor, you look down to your watch, and you notice that the clock keeps spinning. You also notice that it starts to slow down. As you do, a flash of light happens again. And you find all 4 of yourselves in a familiar home of Cecily Rodrich. The hour is now 5 p.m., a couple hours before the ball. What do you all do?
Myra's face still red.
Yes. Everything that happened to you guys really happened.
I have first aid supplies up in the washroom. I'm going upstairs.
Have you tried to take your mask off yet?
No, but I also have my shoulder got grazed by a bullet, and I think that's a more immediate concern.
You know what? That's so fair. That's so fair.
Go and I'll take care of that. Would anybody like something to drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic? I'll get stuff.
Water would be fine.
Your mugs are still out from earlier.
Senora Rodrigue, it's not. You have the water that you asked for here, and you see this little old lady. She's about 5'2", coming out, curly hair, gray hair. She's been here for a while. She knows the deal, and she just comes up to you, wobbling it a little bit, and she's just like, Senora Rodrigue. Hello?
Yes, it's fine. I just need to take care of something in the powder room. Their cups and such we already had them out. It's 5 o'clock.
Oh, yes, 5 o'clock. You got to go 7 o'clock. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, I got it. No worry. I do everything for you. And here's some water for your oh, you have friend. I thought you were by yourself. Hello, friend.
Oh, they got here early. Yes. If you don't, I'm bleeding.
Oh, I got you. And you'll see her go into like the kitchen where there's a first aid kit. Your late husband or your husband, I don't know what to call him yet. He was around for a while, right? And she's been around when he comes home a little hurt. So she knows the deal. She goes into the first aid kit, sees a suture and some stuff, and she comes over and she's like, "Siéntate," and she'll pull on you and be like, tell you to sit down.
Yes. Bea, it's fine. It's fine. We can take care.
No. Shh. And she'll put her finger up to your lips. Shh. It's okay. No problem. And then she'll grab like what looks like an alcoholic beverage and she'll just splash it onto your thing. It's okay. You should look. And then she'll like and open another one and hand it to you. Toma. Drink. Yes, good. And then she'll start suturing you up. All right, and you can go ahead and clear one body.
Oh, thank you.
And she'll look at all of you. All of you okay? See?
Sí, mamá, gracias.
Yeah, thank you. Yep. Totally fine.
Te voy a dar una chancletazo si tú no me escuchas una vez más.
No, you don't have to do that. We're fine. Promise.
I give you the sandal. You know that sandal is very good.
Pero it's good. We're fine.
Okay.
Just put it down.
Yes.
Myra, do you... any old tea towel, don't worry about which ones are nice and not. Get that off of your face.
Okay. I go get it. Señorita, and she'll go up to you, Myra. Hey, do you want towel? Towel?
Yes, sure.
Okay, and then she'll like grab her apron and go, come here.
I mean, Myra's like 5'8", so
she's 5'2". She's come here.
Myra takes a second because she doesn't know whether she's supposed to like squat or like bend or like, so she's kind of like,
come here. And then
the crab tango.
yeah, it's okay, no problem. I got you. It's okay. And then she'll wipe your face a little bit, get some of that scarlet off. However, she's not very careful about it.
Oh, you dare.
Not Bea.
Are you going to introduce and kill an old lady in the same moment?
Bea!
So I'm gonna say. Okay? And now she'll go over to Victor. Victor! Oh, she don't know you. Oye!
She
you
actually
speak
might.
Spanish.
She actually might.
She don't know
Victor's
anybody.
been around.
Victor, no sé.
Soy Víctor, mamá. Lo siento, pero yo no hablo mucho español. Pero yo sé a little bit.
Un poquito.
Not to that extent. Just, raise the bar up just a little bit.
I know Spanish.
Around there, yeah.
Okay, I take care of you. Okay, no problem.
Gracias.
Okay, she'll like bring out. She'll go to the kitchen, make a couple drinks, like little ice cubes, and you hear the ice cubes and a ding, 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 and then she'll like pour in.
Victor didn't get. Did Victor have any like physical injuries, or his hands just covered in somebody else's blood?
Someone else's blood, but she don't care.
Okay.
And she's gonna go up to him, and she's just gonna grab your hand and be like, "Toma, here." And then she'll grab the drink and be like, "This come from island across from New Fair. Good shit."
Gracias. If she wipes off any of the blood, what she'll see is that where my veins are dark. Wouldn't say ichor, but you can definitely see that my veins are more pronounced with a black outline that shows it on both of my hands.
Instead of blue, as it would naturally be, like if someone were to work out for a while, your veins would pop. Instead of blue, they would be black. And why is that, Victor?
That is because of an injury I took in combination to my little heart attack while we were back in. Were we back at there?
Forward there?
Yeah.
Where were you there?
Somewhere. Time is funky. It's a weird soup.
As you all are now being treated by this little old lady, you have time now. You've noticed. It is the same day as it was before you started. You start hearing the horse carriages go by the front door. You know what's coming.
Echo kind of puts her hand up to her face and starts kind of like pulling her hair down in front of it and walks over to Cecily and just goes, do you happen to have a hat I could perhaps borrow? I seem to have lost mine.
I believe so, somewhere. We can head upstairs and
That would be great.
Yes, okay.
And she's like very clearly like trying to like pull her hair in front of her face and like just kind of be less just so.
Myra, I need you to roll a focus roll for me. Do not say the results. Please DM it to me.
Done.
I walk away for 2 minutes.
Can we still hear the ticking?
No ticking.
Can Victor still hear the ticking?
That was actually my next question. Can I still hear the ticking?
No ticking.
I'll close the watch when I realize the ticking is not there. And take a sip out of my cup. Just kind of like recounting everything that will transpire.
I think for Echo, I don't think Cecily necessarily. I think she almost the only one she has is like a big straw sun hat.
That works. That works.
Quite a bit brighter than Echo's usual aesthetic, I imagine, but more sunny summer day kind of look, but it will serve us for the time being.
You'll see as when Echo puts that on, her posture shift and she kind of slips into this more like her posture seems to match the vibe of the hat. Like it's very clear that she's used to kind of assuming a sort of look so that it looks less out of place.
I have some pins here to fix it. Cecily stops at her vanity mirror and is just kind of we should head back downstairs. Pins.
Thank you. Are you all right?
Are any of us right now?
Fair point.
Shoulders a little. That might be the alcohol. I don't know. The gloves.
Oh,
I think
what?
that was from the Darling's residence,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I think this might be something similar, unfortunately.
Oh,
So
no.
we should.
Future problems. Yeah.
We need to recollect.
Yes, we do. We should go back downstairs. I am very concerned about Myra.
I think we should be concerned about everyone.
Victor,
Yeah.
roll a focus roll for me and send me the result privately.
I had a strange vision, and I will have a strange vision in the ball, and I'm worried. She doesn't seem like herself.
What kind of different from the usual strange visions, or?
Yeah, it felt like a message almost. But it was hard to decipher. It felt there were flowers. And Echo kind of like sits there as she tries to like it's an experience and a half trying to pull like this weird abstract visual into words, and she's usually unsuccessful, and so she gets flowers and that's about it. And just says, I'm worried. We should go back down.
There's everything with M, there's everything with...
Why does she have her shears?
Echo and Cecily.
We're heading down the stairs as we say.
Echo and Cecily, roll a focus roll for me. And one thing that I will say is that Echo, at the mention of flowers, you start to smell roses once again.
Do you want us to do that to you as well?
Please. Thank you.
Okay.
Victor, that watch sent us back in time, it seems.
Makes sense.
What doesn't make sense is why. Who did you find it on, or where?
It was on the ground, near where Vivi, the Hatter, and someone that looked similar. I couldn't get a grasp of what their facial features look like, but I tried to shoot at them. But when Vivi threw the bomb and they vanished, all that was left was the watch and the note.
What did the note say?
Use your time wisely.
Do you think it was from Vivi, or this Hatter person?
The handwriting was in Vivi style, correct there, Mr. Storyteller?
Yes.
Yes, it was from her. I could spot her handwriting a mile away.
If it's from her, then that means we did something wrong. Wouldn't make sense for someone that you were very clearly against or for, or whatever the case may be, to send us back in time to then beat them in a weird way of saying things. So if it's from her, then something, a goal that we were working towards, went wrong. It's the only explanation for why we'd have to come back.
I honestly can't tell you, because I'm very conflicted at the moment. I love my sister to death. But why was she dancing with him?
You mean you didn't know that she knew him?
No. Did you?
No, but it seems odd that you didn't.
I've been caught up in this investigation for a long time, Nura. And as you can tell, I'm not always the best communicator. I know what needs to get done and I do it. And I guess I should say I'm sorry to all of you for that.
You have nothing to apologize to me for. Other people I can't speak for.
If I had communicated a plan more clearly, instead of just keeping it in my head and diverting from what I had initially planned, maybe we would have gotten it right.
Maybe.
But it's questions like that that keep me up in the middle of the night. That's actually why and you're gonna see as Victor will put his hand and like rub the bridge of his nose. It's probably why I haven't slept in about a week or two. Days kind of meshing together.
That's not exactly good.
No, it's not. But I've been trying to catch the Hatter for over 20 years now.
And that's the man you beat up on the floor?
I believe so. It looked like him. I'm confident that was him.
Can this be when we come back downstairs?
I'm fine with that. If it's okay.
As you guys are coming back down the stairs, Victor, you hear a voice in your head.
Trixie. You little shit.
I said, why? Why have you been looking for 20 years?
What? I'm sorry. One more time, please. I didn't quite catch that.
It's a simple question, Victor. It may not be a simple answer, but why?
First off, this has been haunting me for years, so you can at least show me a little bit of courtesy if I didn't hear exactly what you just said. I've been hunting him for over 20 years. Him, I initially thought it was them. Everything, the way the disappearances happened, the way that the murders happened, it didn't seem like it was of one person. But then little subtle clues seemed to be pointing to one. No one believed me. No shit, no one still does. Except one person, but maybe this is a way of saying that I am not out of my mind with this. This was him. Echo, this is the same one.
You're so fucking cute. Yeah. How long has it been, Victor? A week? No, it's been longer than that.
Since what?
You guys do hear him.
Victor, maybe you should have some water?
No, I'm fine. It's all right.
Wait, we do hear him or we don't?
We hear Victor, we don't hear what Victor hears.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to clarify. Everyone is so off today. I'm gonna look back over at Myra and see if she's still like wielding the shears or if they've been like put. Because I don't know. My biggest concern right now is just like Myra had shears pointed at people and then we stopped paying attention to that. So I just wanna gauge if there's still weaponry that is out.
I would not have it out if I have a choice, just to let you know, Echo.
Okay.
Victor.
What?
Stop fucking ignoring me, Victor.
I'm not fucking ignoring you. I'm right here.
Go find a mirror, Victor. Stop chasing the ghosts.
I I'm gonna lean into Cecily and just go, I think he may be hearing voices. That does happen sometimes.
Is it a ghost you know, Victor?
Follow me. And you're gonna
Without
see
question.
as I get up, and I'm gonna head straight towards the closest mirror that I know you have.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna look right into it. What do I see?
Cecily, Myra, Echo. Roll for read. Victor, what you see is your face covered in blood.
That's a 1, a 2, and a 5.
And a 5.
4. Sorry,
4.
I have 4 fingers. Nobody knew that, so that was dumb. I'm sorry.
So, Myra, you don't see Victor's face covered in blood. However, do see Victor and a side of Victor you haven't seen before. Victor, half of your face is not recognizable. What do we see?
Not recognizable. I think what you'll see is almost like a mask is on the other side, so it's just fully dark. There's no eye hole or anything. It's just pure darkness.
What you see on the other side is pure darkness, Myra. But to you, it's recognizable. It's something you've seen in the past. This time it's got a red eye.
Do I understand that? Would I think that I'm the only one seeing that, and that particularly the two cannot see it?
Nope.
Okay.
You might think everybody sees what you're seeing.
Okay, understood.
However, the effects of Scarlet are still in you.
Okay, understood.
Victor, you see the blood on your face. Echo and Cecily, you see Victor exactly how you saw him in the ballroom.
What do you see, Victor? In the reflection?
I see blood. I see half my face covered in darkness. But he's looking at me. Oh, I know that gaze. And I'm just gonna get close to the mirror.
Do you know that gaze?
That gaze is what keeps me up at night too. If I didn't know any better, you are appearing more and more as we continue our investigation. We're getting closer to you. That is the only reason you are popping up more and more.
I am getting closer to you. Let me tell you. You, sir, should look inside first.
There can be connections through the veil. And
What?
perhaps that connection is getting stronger.
Speaking
Sweet.
experience, I presume.
I don't know anymore. But I know. Do you think somebody can be beyond the veil without leaving the living?
Yes. Echo almost interrupts your sentence as she says that.
And how would you know that?
I can feel it.
And
Cecily, as you are doubting yourself, a familiar and comforting voice enters your head.
You thought I was gone, didn't you? Glenn always said you were the susceptible one. He told me how useless you could be. Taking pictures still, I see. Cecily. Look at me.
And he gestures for you to look at the mirror.
I do. Yeah.
As you look into the mirror, you find yourself alone. Again. Glenn is nowhere to be found. Something seems to nag at you as an internal instinct, or a grandmother, an abuelita, comes up to you. Miss Roderick, por favor, what do you want me to do? And she's showing you some tea sets. What do you want me to do with this? I don't know. I wash it all the time. There's still... Oh, oof, que peste. Oh,
Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. It's fine.
no. How am I going to get rid of this? Ooh. Me that smell, and she'll put it up to your nose.
My beak.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And she's going on her tippy toes to do it.
Just throw them in the trash.
No, I'm not gonna throw this in the trash. And then she'll see her wobble away as she's like going back into the kitchen.
It doesn't matter anyway. It might be an angle to look into. Maybe it can help with whatever it is else. I'm sure you had a reason to take on the case that was related to whatever it was you were chasing at the time and now, but angle to look into. Maybe people aren't dead. Maybe they're beyond the veil. They can be connected to someone, but that can be tenuous or severed or whatever.
If it's okay with you, Rosa, and North, could I try to do a cold read
Absolutely.
on Cecily to see if I
Sure.
can
Absolutely,
what is
go for it.
what it is?
Sure.
So I can roll a sense and then see
here's my
what
question.
ailment, stress, or loss they have in their life, even if they're trying to hide it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, go for it.
Oh, hell yeah.
My dice like me today.
I love it. I love it.
6.
Get it.
So as Cicely is kind of rambling and just kind of like trying to like, all right, we're done, it's fine, don't worry, we're gonna move on, we got other things to focus on. Echo is gonna kind of like zone out, but like in a way that looks like she's staring at you, but she's like almost looking into you. And she's got the new big hat on, so y'all don't quite see it, but the eye starts to glow very faintly, and the glow kind of travels down the kind of marks that are on her face there, as she kind of looks into you, kind of past this facade you're putting up, to see what it is that you were kind of like, and it's not important about anyway.
As you do that, Echo, you can watch Myra, Victor, and Cecily can see a trance fall over Echo as their eyes seems to glow, as they described.
It's under a hat. Big hat in front of it.
Echo, you're transported immediately into a vision. You start hearing creaks of an old home. Creaks of a wooden home. You start hearing footsteps and the sound of rain. As you do, you see a figure standing over a fireplace. When you look at this figure, they're about 5'11", straight, erect. You can see that they have some really nice slacks on and a vest from behind. Long sleeves. The fire is crackling. And as you look around the home, you can see there are empty bottles of liquor and cups laying around. What do you decide to do?
I am going to walk towards the figure, but I'm going to kind of make a right and start circling the figure in a way that if Echo was walking with more urgency, could be perceived as like a predator kind of stalking their prey. But because Echo is kind of taking a more observational kind of pace, it's more like it's more curiosity than it is aggression.
As you circle this figure, the figure is placing a picture onto the mantle. Sighs and lowers their head. As the camera is now within your point of view, we watch as you circle this person slowly with their hands to their side. The sound of a creaked board is made as you circle, and they start to turn in your direction. As the camera finally sets place where you stop see the figure of Kaz in front of you. And that's where we take a break. We're going to jump right into this. As we last left off, Echo, you watch as this tall figure turns towards you. And he walks in your direction. Do you move?
Does he appear to be walking to me like he sees me, or is he walking kind of just closer?
Just closer.
I do not move.
As you watch what appears to be Kaz moving your general direction, he phases through your body. You can see him look outside the window and sigh. Am I even making the right choices anymore? He looks down towards the table that appears in front of you that wasn't there before.
Mm-hmm.
You see a newspaper clipping.
I walk up to read it.
The newspaper clipping on it states, "Explosion, Greenbrier." But this is dated 15 years ago. This is pre-war ending. When you look at Kaz, you can definitely tell it is a younger version of Kaz. He seems distraught. You hear knocking at the door. And you watch as Kaz walks in that general direction. Who is it? And you hear a muffled sound. As Kaz opens the door, the vision wisps away. And then you hear a voice.
What are you doing in here, you piece of shit?
Echo waits a moment because she doesn't want it to be talking to her, but like she knows that it's talking to her. So she waits just a moment while she like hopes that it's not talking to her, and then she responds, taking a look around.
You don't belong in here.
Bold words for someone who I can't even see.
You watch as a materialization happens in front of you. The person you see is your mother.
That catches Echo off guard. That Echo takes a step back out of what?
You have always been a disgrace.
Echo kind of, her breath catches as she tries to be unaffected, but regardless of whether or not this is her mother, there is a certain mental smack that comes from seeing your mother tell you that you're a disappointment. And so she's trying to be all like, this isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, but it's hitting her a way that she does not like. And so she's got her breath kind of stuck in her throat as she's just trying to look like she still has it together in this sort of ether.
Big talk for somebody who doesn't want to appear, huh?
Who are you?
Still haven't figured it out yet, have you?
Well, you're definitely not my mother.
What would be a bad idea?
Because you're talking to me like I have an amount of intelligence.
Maybe because he's finally figured out you have more to offer this world.
Hey, hold on. You're the second person to say that today. You will be the second person to... Please elaborate. Because I'm sick of hearing people give me vagaries.
Why do you think you're special?
Are you asking for sarcasm?
Grow up a bit and maybe you'll find the answers that you've been seeking all of your life.
Alright, could you say that one more time?
Grow up a bit, and maybe you'll find the answer you've been seeking all of your life.
I've grown more in the past 6 months than I have in the past 20 some odd years. And I'm sick of people telling me that there's more for the future to give me. Give me the answer now, or I will find it myself.
That a girl.
I was like, absolutely not, kind of reaction. And is the figure still of my mother still in front of me?
It's shifted into your father.
Echo takes kind of a confrontational step forward and just says, "Stop hiding in my traumas to scare me." And eye contact with this thing, like just trying to. She's now trying to cold read through the cold read. Like she's.
Do you push further?
I'm gonna die. Sure.
We're gonna go ahead.
Absolutely would push further.
And take a break from that. I need you to roll for a focus roll.
Cool, love that for me.
We're gonna go to where is Cecily, Victor, and Myra. Myra. You just saw little abuelita.
Mm-hmm.
Walk to the kitchen. You see Victor staring himself in the mirror. And Cecily, what are you doing?
We saw Echo kind of go into that trance. There's... the connection isn't there anymore. maybe we can revisit it later. There's more important things to work. Do you think we should go to the ball early this time?
I think we need to have more of an elaborate plan than what I said earlier, which was keep M alive.
You had M with you when you arrived here. We don't know where she is now, let alone where she went after. Is that right?
Yeah.
If the original goal was for this man that you beat up and you theoretically overpowered him the first time, would that not have made us complete the goal? Maybe that's not the goal.
And what's the goal?
I have no idea.
Myra, you start to hear the giggle.
It might not be that this person is behind absolutely everything. We need to bring whatever the truth is to light. Is that what Candela tries to do, is find whatever's causing the problem, figure it out, figure out the truth behind it, and contain it?
Yeah.
It's usually not a person, it's usually a thing. Person using the thing.
Or a phenomena.
The phenomena is the thing, yes. Forgive me for using layman's terms. I don't have the education that some do.
Victor. What's wrong?
What do you mean?
You seem stressed.
Just a little bit.
Why is that?
Well, I don't know. I'm here. That fucking ticking is continuing to go off. We lost M. I don't know where my sister or the Hatter is at. And you continue to find a way into my ear. Wouldn't that make you a little bit stressed?
I don't find my way into your ear, Victor. You know, for a detective, you're pretty shitty.
Not what a lot of my clients would say.
Can't figure out that one mystery, can you?
No, I can't. I've skimmed through the documents, every single piece of evidence, and I still can't find you. I'm sure you already know that I hold your I have kept your calling card from the day that Hector left, or disappeared, died, whatever you decided to do with him. What was it? Victor, have I gone mad? I'm afraid so. No?
Read it again.
You are mad.
Slower.
You are mad.
No. Victor, read it again. And add the punctuation where it belongs.
Victor, have I gone mad? I'm afraid so.
have you? Victor. What is that card you keep holding on to, Victor? Why is that important to you?
It's so that way whenever I find you and I get you and I put that bullet in your fucking head, I can at least know that I gave Hector the vengeance that he never got.
As you say this, Echo, we head back to you. You're having a conversation with this thing inside of Cecily's head. You can hear the conversation going on out loud. Where is your focus at this moment in time?
My focus is very much on this figure in front of me. I am not paying attention to any input of what's happening outside. If I can hear like the conversation that's happening in the outside world, it's not something I'm focused on even slightly.
What is the result of your roll?
5.
You're able to stay in Cecily's brain and mind and consciousness. However, the longer you stay, the more you lose yourself in the real world.
Interesting. Well, Echo right now is very mad. Like uncharacteristically so, because this is the second time today that she's had to deal with her parents somehow, and also the second time today that someone has talked about her having more potential than she does without telling her anything else.
You start to hear your own heartbeat in your head, Echo. You start to hear the ticking sound of a clock. Myra. You hear the giggling. You hear a voice inside your head.
It's time. I'll do it for you then.
Myra, you're in the kitchen. Cecily, you're also in the kitchen. But you also see the person who lives with you crash the tea set that they showed you earlier as they fall to the ground. The effects of Scarlet start to overtake them. What do you decide to do?
I am not trained in medicine, but this person has been nice enough to me for quite a while. I am going and trying to check on her, trying to see, can you get some cold water or something? I don't know. A towel, something. Come on.
I would give her the towel that she would have used.
You know more about first aid than I do. What's going on?
And assuming there's no red left on the towel she used to wipe my face, that's the one I would give to Cecily.
She wiped her apron on your face.
Oh, okay. 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 I'll go to the sink and I'll wet a towel and I'll come back over and I'll sort of like kneel down to give it to you. And while I give it to her, if there's any cup not shattered or if there's a shattered piece, I want to try and take it without her noticing of the tea set.
Go ahead and roll a hide for me. And we're going to go back to Victor. Victor. Why is it that you keep coming after him?
He's the one case I was never able to figure out. And in all of my searching, I never got as close as I feel like I did now, as I am now. Even when Hector disappeared and he left the calling card there with that phrase, I would not stop until he was captured or dead.
You really are one dumb son of a bitch.
If I was, again, we wouldn't be talking. You would have even taken me out a long time ago. You find me entertaining in some way, shape, or form. So please, cut the bullshit.
Why don't you think about the rooftop? I could have killed you then.
And you didn't. Why did you take out Naomi?
Figure it out, detective.
Why are you taking out the light keepers?
He's going to disappear from your brain. However, the clock ticks louder.
As the ticking gets louder, everybody in the house will just hear me out. God damn it!
Cecily, roll a focus roll at disadvantage.
Okay. So I have 2 in focus. So should I roll 2d6 twice?
No. You're rolling 2d6 once and taking the lower result.
Got it. So it doesn't matter what my skill is. Got it. Well, they're both 2s.
Perfect. Myra, as you are starting to wipe the scarlet off of this lady in front of you, you can tell that she is feverish. You can tell that she is starting to hallucinate as she is speaking in riddles. Cecily, the effects of scarlet start to overtake you. Unknowingly, your helper, who's been with you, raised their tea set towards your face, as they still had scarlet remnants on their apron. You start to see Glenn in front of you.
Do you have anything to say? Yeah. Just going to stand there. You don't actually care about anything that happens to anybody but...
Do something useful for once.
I'm trying.
Help her.
I'm trying.
Try harder.
How?
get your head out of your ass and help the people around you.
If anybody has their head in their ass, it's you!
And that's why I'm not here.
Then get out! You're not here, get out!
Echo, you are still inside of Cecily's head. As you hear the words echo in your... I didn't mean to do that. As the words mean to echo in her brain, you can hear her say that out loud.
So you're still in front of me, yes?
For now.
What did you do?
Your friends are so susceptible to what they fear.
I'm gonna regret this so hard. Echo's gonna grab him by the collar and go, "What did you do?"
You still don't understand, do you?
I'm assuming that this figure is like, at least the visual of it is that he's like taller than her. She's not super tall of a person, and so she's got this guy's collar, and she's uncharacteristically angry. She's gonna try to start pushing him towards a wall.
Sure.
I don't know how successful she's gonna be, but she's gonna try.
Sure, as you do that, the figure shifts from your father to a taller, more grotesque looking being. It is not a human what you are holding on to. This being that you're touching now has scales all over their body. They also have horns coming out of their heads. Yes, you heard it correctly. 2 heads. Very goats-like.
You wanted me to appear, so here I am. Why not got nothing to say now?
I think this is enough to kind of snap Echo out of her anger, which was very largely pointed at her parents and thus this guy. And it kind of snaps her into, what? And she lets go and takes a step back, and I think mentally loses her grip on like staying in Cece's mind, and kind of falls out, so to speak.
The way that I envision this is you get sucked out in almost a longest hallway type of thing where you're kind of pulled from the middle of your back as you watch this figure stand still, and you fall back into space and fall back into your body mentally.
I
Does
think
this happen right when I scream "get out"? Because that would be really cool.
I think you already said that and she heard it.
That's fair. That's
Because I
fair.
did say that.
It would be cool though. I'm still yelling it. Probably.
Yeah, I think as Echo's brain kind of back into her mind, she physically also falls, just from the suddenness of it. And so you just hear like the of Echo hitting the floor.
Amazing. Myra. You hear the giggling get louder in your head. What was the result of your roll?
Even at disadvantage, double 4s.
You're able to grab onto a broken piece of tea glass. But in the process of doing so, you cut yourself, so take a body.
Fair.
You are now holding on to this broken piece of tea set in your hand. You start to see a vision in front of you. This time, instead of seeing half of its face, you see its full face as it's staring back at you where Cecily is standing. Her eyes are both red. This figure, you've seen it before. You start to recite the nursery rhyme. The giggling stops, and the ticking of the clock as well.
Earlier, she said the tea set smelled weird. Does it still smell weird?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the shard.
As the camera watches Myra hold on to this broken piece of glass, you can see blood drip down from her hand to the floor. The vision of Mother is in front of you. As you're about to swing, the camera cuts to Victor. Victor, you just had a whole conversation. You just heard Echo come out of whatever trance they were in. What do you do?
I'll go over to Echo. Are you okay?
Goat, heads, horns, teethy.
What? Wait, hold on, stop. You just said a whole lot of shit that made no sense.
Something's in Cece's head, and it's got 2 heads, and it's a goat, but it's not. I don't.
Here, I'm gonna reach into my pocket, and then I'll pull out a pen and pad and write down everything you said, whatever you saw, write it down, much detail as you can. I'm gonna go check on Cece right now.
As you say that, Myra and Cecily, the camera pans back to you. Cecily, do you move?
I don't think I do. I think I am just yelling at the specter that I see before me. Just circular argument. We're not getting anywhere. Nothing is helpful. Nothing is happening here. Yeah, I'm not moving.
Myra, do you swing?
Yeah.
We watch the camera have a close-up on The piece of shard in your hand and blood starts to trickle down from you gripping it so hard. Cecily, where does it hit you?
I think it's right in the back of her right shoulder. It's like right at the edge of the shoulder blade there.
Do you yell?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Now that I'm not in the middle of it, though, I don't know if I can do it convincingly. Thank you.
Victor and Echo, you hear the screams from Cecily in the kitchen. What do you decide to do?
Echo pushes Victor in the direction and just goes, go, and starts frantically trying to draw the image that she saw of this goat thing before like it kind of clouds over in terms of like the way that memory does, like in the way that like the more distance you get, the more cloudy it gets. She's just trying to get all of this into an image on this notepad, and she literally pushes Victor in that direction. Just go.
I'll begin moving in that direction while saying, CC! And then head into the kitchen.
As you walk into the kitchen, Cecily and Myra, what do we see?
Great question. I don't think I would have pulled it out.
I was going to say that depends on how many marks I'm taking.
We'll resolve that very shortly. Victor, you watch as Myra has dug into the shoulder of Cecily. Doesn't seem to pull out the piece of shard. What do you do?
Seeing that, I'm going to bring out my pistol, but I'll flip it, and I'm going to strike Myra in the back of the head and hopefully knock her unconscious.
Okay. Myra, you feel the gun hit the back of your head. You're going to hit the floor. Cecily, when you look up, you see Glenn just hit Myra over the head.
That's not... That's not you! Who are you?
Victor, she's yelling this at you. Cecily, you still have the shard of tea on your back as you start to bleed out.
I feel like Myra almost fell on top of me.
That depends if I'm out or what.
She fell on top of, I'm going to call her Abuelita, but she fell on top of Abuelita.
CC, it's me. It's Victor.
Do I hear that?
Nope.
Or do I hear something? That's what I thought. That is what I thought.
What you hear is a different voice, but you still see Glenn. It's not Glenn's voice. The voice that you hear is of a familiar voice that came to you earlier. You hear
Still gullible as I am ever. really think you're in control around here?
I never have been.
Then stop acting like it. You and everybody in that stupid organization think they know better.
I don't know better. I don't know anything. I'm trying to fucking figure it out.
That's why you'll fall, like the rest of them. You think your late husband's gonna help you out? You're just as useless as he was.
I never expected his help.
You never expect him to help.
I believed he would help, but he fucking didn't. He wanted us to leave and get out and...
And what?
Echo, you hear this whole conversation happening as Victor is yelling at Cecily, and their conversation makes no sense.
As soon as I finish getting some semblance of this creature down on paper, I scramble to my feet and try to run into the room as well.
Echo, what you see is Victor yelling, I'm assuming, crouched at eye level at Cecily, telling her to get up. And Cecily is basically yelling back gibberish that makes no sense.
I'm going to. So Myra's out right now.
No one's checked?
Are they visibly like conscious just at a glance? Is kind of
At a glance, you can see that her head is turned sideways on top of Abuelita.
Okay, I'm gonna run up to Victor, shove the drawing that I've drawn into his hand and go, that was in her head, and then turn to Cece and grab her by the shoulders and try to literally shake her. Like, hey, snap out of it.
When I see this, I will take a brief pause before I put that back into my pocket and then head over to check on Myra to see if she's okay and pull her out of there and get her anything sharp that may be in her hands out of said hands.
Not in her hands anymore, bestie.
I mean, one thing is not in her hands. I don't know if
That
there's
is
something else in
correct.
there.
No, he's doing exactly what he needs to do. So, we're gonna resolve this as follows. Echo, you're gonna go last. Victor, you'll go first. You check up on Myra. Myra, you're still conscious.
Excellent.
You've been playing possum this whole time.
Yeah.
When you turn around, you smile at Victor. Because what you see in front of you is Colleen. What do you do?
How far away am I from the other two?
Oh, you're basically in a huddle right now.
What does Echo look like to me?
Echo looks like herself, with the exception that Echo seems like light is shining from behind them.
Do I still have M's scissors?
You do?
Okay. I think, provided that Cecily still looks the same as when I attacked her,
They do?
I'm gonna try and just like barrel past Victor and go with the scissors this time to Cece.
Victor, you get one action here. Echo, you do as well. Provided that that action is a move roll or a strike roll, please roll for me and we will resolve that right after we go to Cecily. Cecily. What's going through your head right now?
How fucking dare he?
You just went through hours of mental torture. And then you had your husband leave you. You've reached out to him multiple times throughout this entire investigation. And the moment you need him most, he is not here.
I think I'm struggling to figure out if I do believe that I'm talking to Glenn right now, or if when I said, "Who are you?" I truly don't know who this is. It could be Glenn, it could be something else. I don't want to believe that Glenn would think these things of me. Because he always liked that I didn't know everything. He knew that I didn't act like I knew everything. He knew I didn't feel like I was in charge. He liked that about me. But he also hid all of this from me, and I did feel... I never actually did anything. But I'm trying, aren't I? So how fucking dare you act like I'm not trying?
Are you trying?
Well, one of us was going back in to help people at the masquerade, and the other one wanted to leave.
The different efforts of try is something that we all struggle with in humanity. The things that we come across as trying is not enough for others, but just enough for yourself. In this desperation time, Cecily, your comrades need you. For a brief moment, a flash of light goes in front of you. You see a young Kaz. Speak to you and your husband. It's a memory. In our darkest times, when we believe the light has been snuffed out, it It is there where you will find us. As we do the work that those cannot travel to. We are the beacon of light in the moment of darkness. Don't ever forget that. As Kaz says that to Glenn, and you overhear him. And that flash of light now dissipates. As the effects of Scarlet start to winder off. And you see Victor, Myra, and Echo. Myra is coming at Victor with shears. Victor and Myra, what were your roles?
Just to clarify, I'm trying to go past Victor because I want Cece.
Of course. Well, excuse me, you want Echo. You were going after Echo, could not?
No, I was going after Cece.
It was very specific after me,
cool.
yeah.
Cool. Just making sure. All right. So, Victor, we're going to go to you first.
I rolled a 5 for a strike.
Okay. Myra?
Got a lot of choices, so I think I want the success more than I want the drive back. So I got a 6.
All right. Echo. You watch as Myra push their way past Victor at one final desperation lunge. Do you do anything to interfere?
I will try to tackle Myra to push their momentum away from Cecily. Like, kind of like I'm holding Cecily, like shaking her shoulders, and like I catch that Myra is barreling this way, and I like push her to the side and try to go for a tackle.
Got it.
Yeah.
We're gonna resolve that now. I think you successfully watched this happen, and Myra, you do strike, but you hit the cabinet.
Stick North, come on.
Come on, North! I'm sitting here brainstorming scar names, baby.
Come on. How many do I have to roll? Like,
You
It
hit
might
the
still
cabinet.
happen. We just still don't. I've definitely taken marks, and we just haven't said how many yet. So
Correct. You hit the cabinet. As you hit the cabinet, in frustration, you slide across it and scratch all of the cabinet. In a freakishly supernatural, super strength way, you watch as Myra comes back towards Cecily to swing again, Echo. Do you get in the way?
I think I'm going to roll for it.
Okay,
Because
go for it.
I think it's pretty evenly split whether Echo would, like, Echo obviously doesn't want to take the hit, but Echo is also very like introspective, looking into other people, empathetic person, and she's just been in Cecily's mind, and I think it's just as likely that she would just bring herself into the waves. I'm gonna roll a dice
Sure.
based on what that says.
Sure.
We'll see what it does.
Absolutely.
Echo propels herself in between Myra and Cecily.
Perfect. Where does the shear hit you, Echo?
Well, Cecily is kind of like crouched on the ground, and Myra is standing. I think that, like, kind of in her midriff is probably where she'd intercept that trajectory. It's just like right in her side.
We watch as the shears are dug into the side of Echo, and a loud scream is let out by Echo as they get hit by a pair of shears. Myra, the visions are still blurry, but things start to dissipate slowly as the effects of Scarlet start to lift. Victor, you're watching all this happen. What do you do?
I jump right up and go and do another tackle at Myra to try and put her down.
I need you to be specific here. It's very important.
I imagine that after they pushed me out the way and my back hits towards the counter, seeing as Myra stabbed Echo, I'm going to push myself off of that counter. And real quick, the layout of the kitchen.
It's a galley.
It's what?
It's a galley. Galley meaning long ways. It's long.
Okay.
If you've ever been on a ship, it's long ways. It's a galleyway.
Never been on a ship before.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a long. It's a long kitchen, basically. That there's cabinets on either side, and they're in the middle. There would be, or not in the middle here, but it would actually be on the right-hand side. You see a table where they would have dinner and whatnot, and like the other side is like other stuff that they would have there. Pantries and things like that.
Right. I'm just going to run over and wrap her at the waist and then spin her around and slam her onto the ground.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for being specific, because that was very important. That was very, very important that we knew what was going on, because if you were going to throw yourself on top of her, things would have played out a little different.
Just a little bit.
A little bit. So, here's what's going to happen. Myra, from the sheer force of Victor throwing himself and throwing you onto the ground, you will knock out this time. You will take 2 body. Echo, you take a body. Cecily, you take a body. As all of this is happening, you see Abuelita mumble to herself. No, Señor Cas, no. And then the door swings open. As we watch the door creak itself open, we watch a familiar face walk in through that door. Oscar walks in. And that's where we end tonight's episode.